the last lecture we have covered a list of elements or a set of elements as tuples, wherein the list had only the values. There was no key element. But in reality, there is a possibility that you might want to have a key and a value. That is where we use the concept of dictionary. Let me show you a sample dictionary. Let's take D is equals to, we use the flower brackets, and for every element there are two things. One is called key, and then we have a value, and we have a comma. So this is the first element. The second element, let me take age, let's give 30. Then let me take address, Hyderabad. So this is a dictionary, so which is a kind of a list which has key and a value. Now to print this dictionary, we can directly say print of D, and you run it, and you should be able to see the list of elements. Now what if I want to specifically pull this Teja? You need to access through the value name. So I could say like print D of the square brackets and name. Now you run it. Here we get the value. Perfect. Now instead of one particular element, can we just iterate all the values in the dictionary? Yes, we can use a for loop. So let me use for some I in D. So what happens? Each element from the dictionary will go and sit in this variable I. Now I'll print this I and D of I. So I is basically the index and D of I is the value. So if I run this, so we have name Teja, age 30, address Hyderabad. Perfect. Now to print the keys, I'll just copy this. I could just do the I, which only prints the index. Or what if you want only the values? So one way of doing it is you could just do the D of I, or there's one more way. What we can do is when we have a dictionary, we have a concept called values. Okay, when you invoke this function on the dictionary, it will pull all the values and it will make it sit into the I. So therefore I can directly use the I, and you save and run. This time we get Teja, 30 and Hyderabad. So if you are concerned about only the values, no keys, then you can use this function. Now what if I want both? I want the key and the value. Then we also have a function called items. So items would return two things. One is the key and the value. So I'll print key and B, and you run it. We have the key and the value. So these are the different ways of printing the data from a dictionary. Now it's absolutely optional. In however way you want it, you can do it that way. Now what if you want to change the value of a particular element? It is pretty straightforward. D of name, let me give it as a Ramesh, and let's print that D, and you run it. Now when it prints for the second time, you will see that the values which have been updated are reflected. Perfect. Now what if you want to search whether a specific key is there or not? Maybe like I want to check whether the dictionary has the age. So what we can do is, I'll just say print age in D. In is a keyword basically searching the dictionary. So if the key element age is there, then it will print true. If it is not there, it will print false. So run it. We got the true. Or maybe if you say roll number, which is not there, so we get false. So if you want to check whether a particular key is there or not, you could do it this way. Now what if you want to search the value? That means maybe I want to see whether Hyderabad is there or not. So what I could do is print off, I'll say Hyderabad in D of values. Just now we have learned D of values will give you a list of only the values. So this in will go and search in that values. If it is there, it will print true. And we run it, we get it as true. Perfect. So that's how you operate with dictionaries. One more data type I want to explain, that is set. Set is an unordered unique elements. Maybe like if you want to define a set, we would say it as some A is equal to set of, and let's give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now let's print this A. You see that you get a collection of elements, but the interesting part is you have given these elements in a specific order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but by the time you execute, you see that they are in a different order, right? Now let me try one more time. This time you see again the order has changed. So set does not really worry about the order. That's why we are saying unordered unique elements. Maybe if I could say 4, 4, 5, 5 and run it. So you get 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, and because we have the commas, even the comma is there. If you don't want the comma, maybe you can just give the numbers and you run, you get only those numbers. So these are mainly used to identify whether a specific roll number is there or not, and if you want to perform certain set operations. Let me show you one example. Maybe like I'll give B as set, let's give 4, 4, 3, 5. Okay, now you can do a lot of operations. Maybe I could do union. So let me use the operator OR. So this is an OR onto the set, which will add both the sets. That is, it will combine all the elements which are existing in both the sets. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we have 4, 3, 9. 9 is not there here, but when you club these two, 9 should be available. And you run, and yes, we have 5, 4, 3, 1, 2, 9. Or maybe I could do an AND operation, which will basically take elements which are there in this set and as well as in this set. So let's run. We have 4 and 3. So if your application demands something where you have to do some operations on sets, then this is how you do it. All right. So mostly we work only the two things. One is list and dictionary. So focus on that. All right. Now let's try a quick quiz on the sets and the dictionaries.